We're going to make some red beans and rice today. Here's my red beans all washed up and sorted. Make sure there ain't no little rocks or dirt or nothing in there. Here's my Trinity over here, a little jazzed up Trinity. Onions, peppers, celery, and one little diced up jalapeno, and don't tell my wife because she doesn't like jalapeno. But as long as you get all the seeds out in the veins, it's not going to be hot, it just add a little flavor. It's some diced up, sliced up sausage, just a mild sausage. I like a hot sausage, but I've got to feed other people, so we'll just use the mild sausage. Like I said, my wife's not big into hot, and I'll probably bring some over to my parents, and they're not into hot either. I can just put a little hot sauce in my bowl. And I've got a few of my spices here, and I also got a couple little smoked neck bones. First thing we're going to do is put the sausage in the pan. Just let the fat render out a little bit, not really brown it, and I'll show you that process here in a second. Alright, here's my sausage. Just going to render some of the fat out like I said. If we were in Cajun country, we'd be using a little andouille sausage, but it's hard to find here in Central Florida. I have found it before and I really like it, so we're going to improvise. This is some sausage out of Georgia. I believe it's Uncle John's. And it's good sausage. I've had it before. These are the small links. They didn't have any of the big 1-inch links. And these are the little, it's not really a breakfast sausage. It's country sausage, but it's kind of that size link. But we'll let some of this fat get out of here. Like I said, I don't want to brown it. Just get some of the fat out so I can cook my Trinity in there. We'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, the sausage has been in there for about 5 minutes. You can see I'm using my new cast iron enamel lined pot my wife got me for Christmas. This is the first time I'm using it. See on the bottom of the pan it's built up some flan. Little brown bits and stuff from the sausage. And I'm going to take this sausage out here in a minute. And I'll put my Trinity in there, and as they kind of sweat down, they'll produce a little water, and they'll loosen up that flan, and that'll just add another element of flavor. It's going to be really good here. Okay, you see I got my onions, peppers, celery in here, cooking down in that leftover oil from the sausage. Same thing with the sausage. We're not wanting to brown it, we're just wanting to let it sweat down some. So you got to keep it stirred. This cast iron pan, it holds the heat really good, which is a good thing. As you can see, some of that flan is starting to loosen up already. That pan will be nice and white, but it really holds the heat good. And I still need a little practice with it, see how it works, but I guess it's not going to be any different than any other pan. And we're going to sweat these down a little bit, and we'll be back in a moment. Well, my vegetables have been here, my Trinity, for about 5 minutes. They haven't browned, which you don't want it to brown. It may look like they're browned a little bit, but that's from the little bits of sausage that was stuck to the bottom of the pan, and it's all released. What we're going to do now is add a little bit of garlic. Well, more than a little bit probably. I'm a big garlic fan. There's a nice spoonful of garlic, maybe a tad more. You never want to add your garlic through the whole thing because garlic will burn very easily, and that's not good. It gives off a real bitter taste. So next we're going to do is add some chicken stock. You could use just water, but chicken stock will just add another flavor. My camera's steaming up a little bit. I'm kind of new to this, but we'll get it all figured out. So let me add a little bit of chicken stock in there. Then we can add our sausage back in there. That's probably about 4 cups of chicken stock. I'm probably going to have to add a little bit of water to it. I'm going to go ahead and put my sausage back in here, and then the next step we'll put some beans in there and add a little bit of seasoning. Okay, now we're going to get ready to add some seasoning. Right here I've got some oregano, parsley, black pepper, paprika, some bay leaves. I've got 2 little bay leaves and 1 fairly good sized bay leaf. And there's also some Cajun seasoning. I'm going to add them to the pot. Give it a little stir. I'm going to put my beans in. Now these beans are dry. Well, my battery went dead. But I added the beans in there. Like I said, the beans are dry. What we want to do is let them cook down, and they'll release that starch, and that'll make a nice thick broth or gravy. Makes it nice and creamy. I also added a couple smoked neck bones. Here's one right here. That's just going to add some more flavor to it. You don't need to add a neck bone. You could do it with nothing but neck bones, not use sausage, or you could use just sausage. But I'm adding just a little bit of extra, just trying to get that next little jump on the flavor. I'm going to have to add some more water to this. I'm going to let this cook probably about 2 hours, but I'll be back in about an hour to show you how it's going. See you in a bit. Well, we're about an hour in. I've got my neck bones in there, the beans in there. Beans are still mealy. Just some of them are starting to break up now. And that's what we want in this dish. We want them beans to break up some. To make that nice creamy gravy. We're still pretty watery right now. When I added my beans, I brought it up to a boil. And then once it got to a boil, I put it down to a simmer and covered it up. You want to stir it pretty frequently, probably every 15 minutes or so, give it a little stir. Like I said, we're about an hour into it. Probably about a half hour, 45 minutes, I'm going to pull out them smoked neck bones and let them cool down, pull the meat from them and put the meat back in. And I'll show you that here in a little bit. Talk to you later. Well, I took my neck bones out. Now I'm just shredding them up with a fork. See, it's nice, good red meat, pink meat, whatever. It's not red meat as in beef, but as in smoked ham products. I love the taste of it, and it's really good in beans. I like the neck bones a lot better than the ham hocks, and much less fatty, and I think you get more meat out of them. So I'm going to shred them up and add them back to the pot. Well, I've let my red beans simmer here for about 3 hours. Stir them every 15-20 minutes or so. Then I let them sit for about a half hour or so. Just kind of let it thicken up. You can see how it's got nice and thick and creamy. I've really got a lot of stuff in this. This is my first time making a pot of red beans, and I've really enjoyed them. I had a bowl already, and I'm going to scoop me up another bowl here. Put it over some rice. It's nice, it's good. I didn't make it spicy like I said because my wife is not spicy, and I'll bring some over to my parents. They don't care for spicy. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is my first time making a video, my first time making a pot of red beans and rice. Please comment, like, let me know what you think. Thank you and have a good day.